What we are saying is these people deserve to be represented. Every accused of any offense, he deserves to be represented inside a court. But our case, what we have done is we have passed a resolution to the effect that no lawyer member who is a member of Saket Bar Association would be willing to come forward to appear for those accused. At the same time, what this implies that no member from Saket Bar Association would be defending those accused, and on the other hand, there would still be lawyers from the Legal Aid Panel, Legal Services Authority, who the accused, if they wish.
All right, I understand that decision. Explain to me why.
Why? Because one of the main reasons behind this is the entire country. People from every corner of the country are up against such kind of crimes. People of this country are asking for reforms in the Indian judicial system as well as the respective laws. So what we have tried to do is show our solidarity with the people, that we as lawyers, we as distinct body of professionals, we are with the people of this country. But what we are doing is, at the same time, we are not implying that those accused are guilty. We are not jeopardizing their case at all, because they would still have a lawyer from outside the Saket Bar or from the Legal Aid Panel.
But surely the implication of what you are doing is you are saying these men are guilty. They are innocent until proven guilty. Surely any innocent person deserves to be represented.
This is what I said. They are not guilty. The matter is still sub judice before the trial court. What we are saying is we are with the sentiments of the people of this country. If this were the case, that these accused would go unrepresented in the trial, we would not have passed this resolution. We know for certain that there would be people from the Legal Aid Committee. It's the duty of the court to appoint a lawyer for those accused. So those accused would still have a lawyer.
OK, Richard Jory, isn't this very much in tune with what the Indian people want?
It may be in tune with what the Indian people want, but it's not in tune with what the Indian Bar Association and its own code of conduct indicates. Whatever the willingness of counsel in a particular case, it should be put to one side. The obligation is to see that there is fair and proper representation, and anyone who's properly qualified, and certainly anyone from the local bar, should not be withdrawing their ability to represent someone simply because they think it reflects the view of the broader public.
Richard, I want to ask you this. Have you ever had a case where you've met the defendant in front of you and thought, you're ghastly, I don't want to represent you?
Constantly. But it's not my decision ultimately whether they're guilty or not. I represent them. It's not for me to prejudge. The strength of the system is that we as lawyers do not prejudge. We do not judge at all. It's for the court, it's for a jury to make that determination.
Just explain this to me. What happens if that ghastly person, and you said you've met many of them, said, yeah, I did it, but can you get me off?
Well, then you are what we call professionally embarrassed. You cannot represent someone who you know or you've been told by them on instructions is guilty. So you would either have to indicate that you could represent them if they pleaded guilty, or you would have to withdraw your instructions.
OK, let me just go back to Nagendra Kasana there in Delhi. Nagendra, I don't know whether you can still hear us. I mean, we heard there that this is against the guidelines and rules of the Indian Bar Association, that no matter how repellent you find somebody, you should represent them.
There is a clause that we are not to judge the genuinity or whether the accused is guilty or not. We are bound to accept any brief that comes to us. At the same time, there is one exception in that, to the effect that for specific and special reasons, a lawyer can refuse to accept a case. So this is precisely what we have done in this scenario.
OK. Nagendra, thank you very much indeed. Richard Jory, just let me come back to your final thought, really. I mean, what role do you think that populism, public opinion, has in the smooth running of the wheels of justice?
It has no role. I think the danger is if it does have a role, if it influences or it's seen to influence an impartial system, then it creates a real danger to democracy and the rule of law.